Look at this, man.
Enough with Jay Briscoe.
What the hell is this shit?
Jay.
What the hell is this
so
shit?
afraid of reality.
Obsolete!
I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete.
Obsolete! Obsolete! Obsolete!
I was gonna tell you to die a slow, painful death, but I don't got the patience to wait around, so you're dying now.
Okay, welcome everybody. This will probably be a lengthy video. It is the long-awaited, long-anticipated Nintendo Switch impressions, opinions, thoughts. I mean, what am I gonna call this video? But before I even get into this video, let me tell you one thing real quickly. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be objective. So if you are a Nintendo fanboy and you get your feelings hurt, well, guess what? That is not my problem. And likewise, if you are a Nintendo hater, then if you're expecting me to needlessly and effortlessly hate on it, well then, guess what? You're probably not going to get that too. And as for some other people that are trying to capitalize on my business, you will be individually addressed later. So, the Nintendo Switch. Let's first talk about the name. I like the name. It's a fitting name. It can be advertised very easily. You put it on TV, make the Switch. You got a tired old gaming console? Make the Switch. Are you ready? Make the Switch. Hey, Nintendo's got a new console out. It's time to make the Switch. So right there, the name is catchy, the name is advertiser friendly, the name gets over well. The trailer for it that shows like how it's used and everything, it's a pretty good trailer, decent trailer, pretty much shows off more of what the capabilities of the console are, more ever so than the Wii U ever was shown by Nintendo, because the Wii U was just an absolute disaster, and anybody wanting to lie to themselves and tell me I was wrong for the last 4 years, well, you probably need to be admitted to a psychiatric wow, I can't even speak. A psychiatric ward. Because I was right, and you were wrong. And you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with the fact that when you watch my videos, you are coming into watching my videos as the lesser, as an insignificant, as an inferior, watching your more intelligent, intellectual savior and superior. But again, the trailer, the debut, it was actually pretty good. I mean, I have to give Nintendo credit. I mean, red cupping it out here. We drinking, we partying, we playing games. But again, that's one thing I love about my girlfriend. She has no interest in games. Gaming and red cupping and partying, no. I mean, I appreciate Nintendo that you're trying to get a little more grown up and we don't have dancing kids doing the Wii U dance or the... Whew, man. Nintendo's advertising has come a long way, we'll say that. But, yeah, don't really mind that at all. Pretty good advertisements. So, let's moving on. Nintendo adds more than $1 billion in market value ahead of the NX reveal, which is good, but then, the stock prices fell 7%. The Switch will be the final name. We have no details on the pricing, the full game demos. We do know that the NBA 2K and the Skyrim were most likely placeholders, not really games. But what does the system look like? It looks like a freaking bookshelf. Or like a book in like a binder or something, like a notebook in a briefcase. It doesn't look like a game console. And how it comes out, I guess it's pretty cool and pretty nifty, but god damn it, I wanted a traditional console. Can we just get a console that plugs into a TV or a monitor and I can play it? Like, please? But no, once again, we are getting a gimmicky, underpowered console that plugs into the TV. Now, you can take this thing on the go. That's why it's called the Switch, and you can remove little side panels, and they make little nifty controllers. What kind of games you're going to play with that, I don't know, but my only idea of why this console came into existence is because the DS, the handhelds, the dedicated handheld market, it can't sustain itself. So they wanted to combine both into one, but with finite resources. It's just the laws of diminishing returns in business. If you want to make two things, you can't make two things really good. You make two things half-assed instead of making one thing really good. And that is, to me, what the Nintendo Switch is. It is a half-assed game console and an oversized handheld machine. I mean, who is going to carry that in their pocket? I could fit a DS in my pocket, but my God. Am I going to be able to hold a Switch in my pocket? Probably not. And, you know, carrying it around is cool and everything, but, you know, people have tablets, people have phones, people have means like that to play games. I mean, people are saying how this is so innovative, and yet I remember the Razor's Edge. It's the same damn thing. A tablet with two pretty much identical sides on the end of the tablet that function as little controller things. Kind of like the Nintendo Switch. And, you know, if I really want a game on the go, I would take out my Surface Pro, use a wireless Bluetooth controller, or plug in my 360 controller, and I'd play. So already right there, PC gaming just renders this whole thing irrelevant because I can use a tablet that has infinitely more functionality than the Switch. So I just don't understand why Nintendo does not want to compete straight up or be light on the gimmicks instead of making a console or a hybrid completely focused on the gimmicks. This thing is not going to have mass market appeal. And the durability with, you know, the little end pieces sliding up and down, like, I don't know, man. I really just don't know. It will use cartridges, which is good. I mean, you know, faster loading times. Hopefully the cartridges are large and won't have any kind of setbacks or anything like the N64 carts, you know, when the carts didn't have a lot of memory compared to CDs. In this case, do we have like, I don't know, 25 to 50 gig carts instead of that can match up with the Blu-rays? I really don't know. Yet to be seen. As far as third-party support goes, it's the typical, you know, dog and pony dance. You know, everybody comes out saying we're supporting this console. 6 months later, it's dead in the water because nobody buys it and nobody buys games outside of Nintendo games. And looking at the game lineup, you gotta show games. You gotta show games. Nobody is going out. Look, Splatoon, Mario Kart, Smash, none of that saved the Wii U. And I'm guessing we're gonna get, I don't know, HD I really don't even know, because apparently the console isn't even that powerful. Now, I was hoping beyond hope that, you know, you pull out the Switch, got a pretty powerful handheld console, and the dock would, you know, enable like maybe an SLI scalable linked interface. You know, you combine the two and you get even more power on the TV. So more power at home, a little bit less power in 720p on the go, but apparently all the guts, brain, and power and brawn are only in the handheld U, and now I'm just like, oh, man. Honestly, like, anybody expecting this console to hybrid, whatever we're going to call it, anybody expecting this machine to come out and save Nintendo or bring Nintendo back to prominence, and like, it's not happening, people. Maybe it will sell, who knows, but like, this isn't something that's going to come out and set the world on fire. I promise you that. And these detachable Joy-Con controllers, yeah, they seem pretty cool, but like, again, what games are you going to play on these? I mean, the best thing I can say about this thing is that at least you'll always get that Japanese handheld support. I mean, hopefully you'll get an Advance Wars. I mean, you'll probably get a Fire Emblem. All those little handheld games that were on the 3DS, that weren't on the Wii U, at least you'll be able to play those, I was going to say the NX, on the Switch. So Nintendo won't be developing for two separate systems. It will be one. So at the very least, this machine will get the full weight of Nintendo behind them. For better or for worse, every game Nintendo makes, whether it have been a console game or a 3DS Game Boy handheld game, will all be put on this machine. And that's pretty good. At least they have that going for them, because, you know, if you release a Pokemon game and it's going to be on this thing, it will at least sell that way. And they're having another Mario game, and it's Mario. I mean, you jump on turtles, you jump on Goombas. I mean, it's not exactly changing. The power. Again, this thing is regulated to that tiny Switch handheld unit. So there's no way in hell it's going to be powerful. It's not competing with the Scorpio. It's not competing with the PlayStation 4 Pro. Is it going to be as powerful as the Xbox One? Is it going to be as powerful as the vanilla PS4? Yet to be seen, but rumors are talking about how it's going to be 4 gigs of RAM, so already I'm kind of worried. I mean, again, you can only fit so much into something so tiny. I just can't imagine it's going to compete with the other machines, which is going to put it exactly where it's always been and exactly where Nintendo just can't seem to get out of. They keep bringing in these underpowered machines. And, you know, they're doing the remote play. Well, it's not even remote play, it's just play, so I guess they made remote play obsolete. There were no kids in their commercials, so, you know, that's pretty good. What else? I mean, Nintendo Switch, its second screen, cannot serve as a gameplay screen in your home. Interesting. So, I'm wondering if it will have any tablet features. Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't support any kind of optical media or 3DS cartridges. I mean, I'm sorry, people. Like, you waited all this time, and it doesn't seem like you waited a lot of time for anything with a lot of substance. And now we have jabrones going around saying that this thing has the potential to outsell the PlayStation 4? And yet these were the same jabrones talk about the Wii U is going to outsell the PlayStation. Like, I know a lot of people probably, you know, expecting me to rag on this and, you know, but, like, I'm so, like, devoid of any caring about Nintendo anymore because, again, they have not been relevant in the console sector since 2010. And, you know, the people that are clamoring and cheering and all happy, like, you still have another 5 months to go. And what are you playing now? I mean, you know, the other guys are playing, like, you know, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Mafia, Gears of War 4. What are you playing, Nintendo? Oh, that's right. You don't have any games, do you? Then you gotta wait another 5 months. Like, Nintendo fanboys at this point are just like battered women. Insane battered women, because you know you're going to go through the same droughts over and over and over again. You're not gonna get third parties. There's nothing about Nintendo in this console that tells me that they're going to change or gives me any confidence that they're going to correct any of the wrongdoings or shortcomings from the past. People are so entrenched with their Steam ID, their PSN gamer tag, their Xbox Live gamer tag, they're probably just not going to get up and relinquish it to go somewhere else. I mean, there's really only one switch gamers make nowadays, and that's from a console to a PC. Nintendo fans are essentially, extinct. You are an endangered species. And I hope to beyond hope that, you know, Nintendo can turn around. But this thing's not going to be mainstream. Developers aren't going to flock to this. I mean, I'm looking at this from a parent standpoint, buying it for a kid. Like, it just seems like something so breakable and like, ugh. And then you have people, you know, bringing it around and setting it down, and dudes are playing split screen Mario Kart on that tiny ass little screen on the, like, what? I don't know what to tell you, people, but like, I guess if you're a Nintendo fan, it's good because you've literally had nothing to talk about for the past 2 years, having like legitimately, like literally, like not even lying, a literal handful of games in the past 2 years with droughts going on. Not, man, like, Nintendo fans, let's just be serious. It's time to pack it in. It's time to pack it in. I wish Nintendo would just stop handicapping themselves and just beating around the bush, making these stupid decisions and limiting themselves by forcing themselves to work on obsolete, just unorthodox technology and hardware, and just conform to normal hardware and make innovative games. They want to make innovative hardware and games we've played for the past 10, 20, 30 years, but you can make normal hardware and innovative games. You don't believe me? The most innovative games in the gaming industry come from the PC. The PC has been using mouse and keyboard from the beginning. It has not changed, and things still stay fresh and innovated. So that about wraps it up, people. I mean, we can't really talk about battery life or anything specific, touchscreen, because Nintendo's not talking about it, but if you were expecting the Switch to be Nintendo's messiah, for it to save Nintendo, for that to combat Microsoft and so, like, it's not happening. Like, be real with yourselves. Be honest. Nintendo's best days are beyond them. And the fact is that anybody hating on my opinion or hating on my thoughts and views, you probably weren't even playing Nintendo until gaming was 3D, until Nintendo was nothing but a former shell of itself. Now Nintendo is just a disgrace to its name, a disgrace to its legacy, and again, they don't need to be in hardware. Them being in hardware does absolutely nothing for them anymore. Their hardware is nothing but a handicap for them. They don't need to make games on Sony's platforms or Microsoft or whatever, but regardless of which, they just need to give up the hardware. Period. They would make so much more money giving up the hardware. They would reach out to so many more people because, again, how many people bought the Wii U? Not many. If your games were on other platforms or another platform with a larger install base, your games would be selling like gangbusters. You'd be making so much more money, but it's Friday, people. I don't have time for this, really. Like, I don't even really talk about Nintendo anymore because, again, Nintendo's irrelevant. They really don't matter in the grand scheme of things of the gaming industry. Sony goes, and, you know, it's going to hurt third-party developers a lot. Microsoft goes, PC goes, the same thing. Nintendo goes, oh wow, big deal. Really, no other developers affected but Nintendo. Anybody else goes, affects the industry. Nintendo goes, it just affects Nintendo. And that's the plain and simple truth. So, you may not like my thoughts, you may not like my opinions, but hey, I've been gaming on Nintendo since the beginning. I own the regular Nintendo, I own the Super Nintendo. Some of you people that are going to whine and cry about this video probably never even played a Nintendo console that wasn't 3D. And if you haven't done that, if you're a born in 3D baby, then guess what? Your opinions really don't matter to me. So, it's Friday. Don't be angry, be safe, go out, enjoy yourself, have a little fun, and I'll catch you guys later.